Hey guys, this is the 7th vlog for this week. Quite proud I made it through 1 week. There'll be more to come, I'm sure. I mean, even just before I was about to record this, I could feel the internal resistance to doing this kind of stuff. My mind was telling me that, we're done 6 in a row. Do we have to do another one? Plus, no one watches this anyway. Why do you care? But I'm doing this for myself. So, bam, here we go. Today I noticed a very subtle shift in my feelings when I'm talking to girls. I feel like things would be so much easier if I could bring the feelings I usually feel when I'm talking to girls I'm slightly attracted to, like cute-ish, but not absolutely attracted to. If I could bring those feelings when I'm with these girls and do it with girls I'm very attracted to, then I think things will work out very well. And I definitely had experienced this before when I was in Singapore and Melbourne. I had probably the most amazing 2 weeks of my life. Also, it was a big emotional drama that happened in Singapore, but I'm not gonna talk about it. It's kind of personal. But overall, those 2 weeks, I learned so much. I remember that I almost had taken off the girls I'm really attracted to off the pedestal by just really noticing how beautiful they are and not really see them as someone who's up there, but see them more as someone who's just another human being. So I remember this feeling I had today. It was just like I'm finally showing my true self to the girl without this desire to chase for their good reaction or their approval. It's just like overall my body was very relaxed. And I think this helps, and I think this is because of the mission 6 that I have been doing, which is to eliminate decision fatigue, persona fatigue, and self-judgment fatigue. And the one that resonated with me the most was persona fatigue, which can easily happen when you're talking to girls you are really attracted to, and you just feel like, am I not enough? Do I have to be the crazy fun guy? Or maybe I should be the really cool guy, and you end up, overcompensating on both direction if you're not really self-aware enough. And what you need to do is just be present and be real. And the only way to do that is to just kind of noticing how beautiful they are, like not just in attractive girls, but also just in women in general. Like, notice the small things they do that makes them really human. Here's a little exercise you could do. Next time you walk up to a girl, don't think about your opener. Just look at her and appreciate what she's wearing, how she's walking, how she's carrying herself, and what she is doing. Coming from this place, it gets you out of your head, thinking, she's out of my league, blah 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 blah. It gets you to the present moment, which is what's important. And then, when you speak from the deepest truth of yourself, it will have more impact on the girl. And it doesn't really matter how she reacts to you. What matters is that you were being truthful. So I remember 2 months ago, I had kind of this mini breakthrough that I kind of fall back down a bit when I got back to my city, and there weren't that many cute girls walking around like you have in Melbourne. I mean, even Melbourne doesn't really have that many. I reckon I reckon there's more cute girls in Sydney than Melbourne. But also Sydney, in my opinion, was a tougher playground to game. I could be wrong though. I know plenty of guys have good success in that city. And plus I haven't been back for 2 years, so for a year really. For a year actually. Or a year more. A year and a half. I've been back for a year and a half, so I'm kinda keen to try it out now and compare the result with what I had 2 years ago. I reckon when you're getting fully, yeah, I remember back then was a really tough time. I thought I was getting rejected a lot more, but a lot more in the city in Sydney. But I realized that I think every kind of day gamer got rejected a lot in CBD because I bumped into 2 day gamers in Sydney, and they were telling me that, and without me telling them, they were telling me that their success rate is lower in the city compared to the university. And I guess that's true because right now I'm living in a university town. And what happened is, yeah, I do get more receptive reaction upon the initial approach. Also more dates as well. But I feel like in order to have your game really sharpened up, you need to be exposed to these harsh reactions, like girls who are more difficult to open up in our environment. It's like being in a nightclub, pretty much. So I think it's more about your perception of reality. And also another thing I found was that in a big city, it's either now or never. You have to go for instant date, or it's most likely never gonna happen. You're never gonna meet up with them again. It is very rare, especially in like Sydney, Melbourne, New York, all that kind of places. If you wait for even like 2 days to text a girl, she'll forget about you right away. You're just another guy who maybe she had some fun with on the streets, in the bookshop, anywhere you go. Unless your game was really tight, and you made a really solid connection, then that's a different story. But I would say mostly you get more flaky in a big city. So you always go for instant dates. Even like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, it's better than nothing, really. Because it just solidifies the interaction you have. And of course, on the other side, I do have girls who I went on an hour or like 3 hours instant date with, and they never text me back or call me back. It's very weird when that happens, because you start to look back and you're like, we did have a solid connection. How come it's just total fucking mind blowing that they're not texting you back? So it works both ways. Usually when you go for instant dates and it's over an hour-ish, I love girls who are traveling and they have nothing to do for the rest of the day, because that usually means you could go for a same day late, and it's exciting for both of you. It's always a win-win in seduction. You never want to make a win-lose. it's always a win-win. You're always kind of collaborating with each other. Everyone's on your group. The girl is on the same team as you. So what I really want to talk about, so just a recap, what I really want to say today is just that I think I'm getting in touch with that feeling of hot girls just being another human being and I can joke around with them. I think I'm starting to get back in touch with that feeling, because what I found really useful was that you connect yourself to them upon the initial approach by just focusing on little details. Little details the girls have, like I said before, the way they walk, the way they carry themselves, do they look stressed and all that. It connects yourself, then it connects you to the girl better than you thinking, oh my god, what should I say to her? What's my opener? Because that's kind of disconnect you to the real world, because you're all stuck in your head and you don't know what to say. So anyway, I found that a very useful tip to remove that kind of pedestal, whatever pedestal I have. And I urge you to also try it out on girls you don't really find attractive. Just as even notice the beauty they have. I know it sounds kind of weird. Like, she's not cute, why would I notice any beauty she has? But just give it a shot. And what this does is it removes all the labels you put on girls, and at the same time removes all the judgments. So that's for me today. Hope you enjoyed that video. See you next time.